Hello. Hi, my fellow Swifties. Where were you when Midnights dropped? Because I was in my bed losing my godforsaken mind. I've totally changed. I'm not the person I used to be. This was a whole entire journey, an epic adventure, a thrilling saga, an exhilarating experience, a feat, a revelation, a layered and highly exciting performance, 13 stars. I am dedicating this video to recommending books that feel like midnight songs. Every single song hits so good. It just hits, you know what I mean? Like, she ate and left no crumbs. And I thought it would be fun to try and match books that give off the same vibe as some of the songs in her album. If you're an anti-hero girly, if you're on your own kid girly, if you're a karma girly, if you're a vigilante shit girly, I got you, babes. I got you. I have such an interesting collection of books to go through with you guys today, so without further ado, let's just get into this video. The first song in the album is called Lavender Haze, and this is actually a phrase that was used in the 1950s to describe someone being in love. In Taylor Swift's words, Lavender Haze is all about that hazy, all-consuming love, and also trying to protect the real thing by ignoring the rumors and not paying attention to what everybody else is saying about you. As soon as I heard this song, I immediately thought of this book because it's just perfect for them. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, written by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm damned if I do give a damn what people say, the 1950s shit they want from me. I just want to stay in that lavender haze. Evelyn doesn't really want to pay attention to what the media is saying about her. She doesn't want to care. She doesn't want to give them power. She just wants to focus on the relationship that's bringing her happiness and that's bringing her so much joy. I find it dizzying. They're bringing up my history, but you weren't even listening. I won't tell you who wasn't listening, but just know that the person that Evelyn is taking this journey with, this lavender haze, does exactly that. So I'm not gonna spoil anything, but just know, if you love Lavender Haze, you're going to love The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Anti-hero, you know what I mean? Like, the song of the album, Taylor Swift's favorite song of all time that she's ever written. So usually an anti-hero is a protagonist that doesn't exhibit the usual characteristics of a main character. So they don't fully encompass the definition of good, because usually they're acting out of self-interest or less than noble desires. It's giving morally gray. And you know me, I love some morally ambiguous main characters. The first book that I want to recommend for this song is Frankenstein, written by Mary Shelley, specifically because of this one line. Sometimes I feel like everybody is a sexy baby and I'm a monster on the hill, too big to hang out, slowly lurching toward your favorite city. I recently reread Frankenstein and that verse just screamed Frankenstein to me. It screamed the creature and all of his self-doubt and self-hatred that comes from the hatred of others. Me as a reader, I'm rooting for the creature, even though he's not your common hero, because all of the things that he does, he's just trying to look out for his own happiness. And the more the story progresses, the more that you realize that he doesn't really care about other people. He just wants him to be happy. He wants to experience love and companionship, and he will do anything to get that. Another book that I want to recommend for this song is Circe, because oh my god, like exactly that. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving because you got tired of my scheming. She's not a bad woman, but she makes some choices that are not that great. And it's definitely not a good reflection on the person that she is, but yeah, you're definitely rooting for her because she's just been through so much, and maybe her coping mechanisms are not the healthiest, but you're still rooting for her. You're on Your Own Kid is this song about this person that's looking for love very desperately, but they realize by the end of the song that they're just destined to be alone, or they're just alone. They always have been. It is very reminiscent of Daisy Jones and the Six, again written by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Daisy is a very lonely, broken person, and she's constantly trying to find love in the most unlikely of places. And she does so many things. She starves her body, she throws parties, she looks through crowds of people for that one person, but then she eventually realizes that that person is never going to be hers, and that person is never going to truly love her. I picked the petals, he loves me not. Something different bloomed, writing in my room. I play my songs in the parking lot, I'll run away. Yeah, like, this is Daisy through and through. Daisy Jones, not Daisy May. You get it. Midnight Rain, sorry, immediately. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This song is so clearly about Joe and Laurie. It makes no sense to give any other book for this song. They are so different, but they loved each other so fiercely. But at the end of the day, Joe chose to pursue her own career, and she chose to better herself before becoming somebody else's bride. He wanted it comfortable, I wanted that pain. He wanted a bride, I was making my own name. Joe was so focused on writing her book and becoming successful and becoming a woman in her own right, while Laurie was just kind of like, babe, let's get married, come on, like, I know I can make you happy, you would be a great housewife. But Joe was not about that. She did not want to be a housewife. She wanted to go through the struggles. She wanted to feel that pain. She didn't want comfort, and she didn't want to be a housewife. She wanted the pain. She wanted to succeed on her own right. I broke his heart because he was nice. He was sunshine, I was midnight rain. Sorry, this is so perfectly Joe and Laurie, it kind of hurts. Arguably one of the best songs on Midnight's vigilante shit. Exactly, yeah, you know what I mean, yes. This song is about pure female rage, and I am so here for it. I have two books for this song, the first one being Cruel Prince. If you've read Cruel Prince and you know Jude Duarte, then you know that this song just fits her so perfectly. She's on her vigilante shit again, exactly. The other book that fits so perfectly with this song is Iron Widow. This is the story of a girl who's been trampled on so horribly. Our main character is one of the fiercest female protagonists that I've ever had the honor of reading from, and she has so much anger inside of her. The sort of vibe that our main character gives is also the same vibe that vigilante shit has. Draw the cat eye sharp enough to kill a man. You did some bad things, but I'm the worst of them. They say looks can kill, and I might try. I don't dress for women, I don't dress for men. Lately I've been dressing for revenge. And that just so perfectly encapsulates Iron Widow and also Cruel Prince, which is upside down. Exactly, we love that. I don't start shit, but I can tell you how it ends. That just screams these two books, and yeah. For the song Labyrinth, I actually have a classic book recommendation, and that is Persuasion, written by Jane Austen. Persuasion is all about second chance romances, friends to lovers. There's a lot of pain and there's a lot of pining because our main character sort of gave away that love because of other people's suggestions. Like, she was persuaded to give the love of her life up. She trusted other people's opinions instead of her own convictions. The first verse of Labyrinth really gave me Persuasion vibes when she goes, "It only hurts this much right now," was what I was thinking the whole time. Breathe in, breathe through, breathe deep, breathe out. I'll be getting over you my whole life. You know how much I hate that everybody just expects me to bounce back just like that. So when our main character gives up the love of her life, her whole family is kind of just like, when are you gonna get over this? Like, that is so old news. Can you just like go back to how you were before? I just think this song is really perfect for Persuasion. Like, the vibes, the tone, it's all there. I'm really excited for this one because I'm always looking for an excuse to talk about this book, and when I listened to The Great War, it immediately gave me the Foxhole Court vibes. Let me explain. The Great War talks about this devastating conflict in this romantic relationship and how these two people are just struggling to stay together, and even though they've gone through so much, they're going through so much, and they've experienced so much pain and turmoil at the end of it, they're still together. My knuckles were bruised like violets, sucker punching walls, cursed you as I sleep talk. All that bloodshed, crimson clover, sweet dream was over. My hand was the one you reached for all throughout the Great War. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but if you've read the Foxhole Court, then you know that there is a Great War, and these two characters keep reaching for each other, even through all the pain and betrayal and trials that they have to go through. Even that one time when they thought they lost each other for good, there's a verse of that in the Great War. But diesel is desire, you were playing with fire, and maybe it's the past that's talking, screaming from the crypt, telling me to punish you for things you never did. If that's not Andrew, I don't know what is. Like, it's so perfectly Andrew and Neil. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it and listening to this song and thinking about Andrew and Neil. It's like the planets are aligning. Bigger Than the Whole Sky is arguably one of the saddest songs of the album, and it talks about losing someone even though you spent a short time with them, and all of the things that you could have lived through together, all of the things that you could have experienced, but because your time was cut short, you're now just living in the aftermath, and you're heartbroken, you're depressed, you're lonely, you're sad. And obviously this screams the Song of Achilles, written by Madeline Miller. No words appear before me in the aftermath. Salt streams out of my eyes and into my ears. Every single thing I touch becomes sick with sadness, cause it's all over now, all out to sea. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You were bigger than the whole sky. You were more than just a short time, and I've got a lot to pine about, and I've got a lot to live without. If this isn't Achilles and Patroclus, then I don't know what is, you know what I mean? Like, this is so perfectly them, so devastatingly perfectly them, that there's no other book I could think about for this song. If you want to feel the same devastation that this song talks about, maybe read the Song of Achilles. Yeah. The next song is Glitch, and I have a perfect book for this as well. Glitch talks about this relationship that was never meant to be, but somehow it happened. There must have been a glitch in the system, because now they are more in love than ever. It just screams Book Lovers by Emily Henry, because our main character Nora, she's so anal and she's so systematic, and she always follows the rules. She's very just organized. She likes planning things out, and Charlie is definitely something that she did not see coming. I just think it's a great way to describe the relationship, because Nora didn't see it coming, but it happened, and it's the best thing. And I just, yeah, like, We were supposed to be just friends. You don't live in my part of town, but maybe I'll see you out some weekend. I was supposed to sweat you out in search of glorious happenings of happenstance on someone else's playground, but it's been 2,190 days of our love blackout. The system's breaking down. Yeah. This next song is a very big deal to me, because I think it's one of the best ones in the album, and it is Would've, Could've, Should've. Even saying the title is giving me full-on body chills. When I first listened to this song, I just knew there is one perfect book for this, and it is, stop, I'm gonna cry, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Now listen, I would have stayed on my knees, and I damn sure would have never danced with the devil at 19, and the God's honest truth is that the pain was heaven, and now that I'm grown, I'm scared of ghosts. Memories feel like weapons, and now that I know, I wish you'd left me wondering. I will not get into the details of what these lyrics mean and how they connect to this book, because it is a spoiler for the story, and Addie LaRue is one of those books that I never want to spoil for anyone ever, but just know that those lyrics hit so close to home, especially from Addie's perspective. And if you never saved me from boredom, I could have gone on as I was, but Lord, you made me feel important, and then you tried to erase us. Give me back my girlhood, it was mine first. I just yeah, this is Addie through and through, and this song is perfect for this book, or this book is perfect for this song, Any way you want to spin it, Addie is would've, could've, should've. The last song in the album is called Dear Reader, and in this song, Taylor is basically giving us advice on when to bend or when to break, to be wary of things and people, to keep secrets. But she also tells us to not take advice from people who are falling apart. So she's giving us so much advice, but at the same time, she's like, don't trust what I'm telling you right now, because that's what got me to where I am right now. This song definitely gave me Everything I Know About Love, written by Dolly Alderton, because basically this is a nonfiction memoir, and Dolly Alderton is talking about all of her highs, all of her lows, mostly lows, and she's had a pretty tumultuous life. But at the same time, she's giving us advice, even though she's gone through so much pain and so much turmoil. So I wonder through these nights, I prefer hiding in plain sight, my fourth drink in my hand, these desperate prayers of a cursed man. But darling, darling, please, you wouldn't take my word for it if you knew who was talking, if you knew where I was walking, to a house, not a home, all alone because nobody's there. I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely everything I know about love. As you can see, I didn't give a book for every single song of this album, but if you guys enjoyed, I could totally do a part 2. And let me know in the comments below what songs remind you of what books, or what books remind you of what song, because I would love to add to this recommendation list. Like, give your recommendations down below. Please enrich as much as you can. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the books that I mentioned. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe if you have the time, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Hey Jimmy, you nice. Keep going.